So I just got done watching The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 2 finale, Acts of God. And I'll start off with my spoiler-free part like usual. So off the bat, I'm going to give this one a 7 to a 7.5, I think, out of 10. And that feels pretty low. But I will just say, because this is like a finale, a mid-season finale, or, however you want to call it, I did expect a little bit more from this one. And it delivered in some scenes where it really, shined for sure. But I just had my problems throughout, here and there. And you don't really have that with the finale where you're expecting, it to be a really perfect episode, and this one didn't really bring it to the table because there were just elements about it that I didn't like. I can't really say too much than that for a spoiler-free part. That's that, and then we will get into the my notes that I have here, to the spoiler stuff. So let's see, the intro, off the bat, really I had to rewind it once. Because I was confused because it was so quick and I didn't understand what I was looking at. They still never really explained the locust, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, but nobody said what those things were. Or we get something like that around here. I'm in North Carolina, so I'm like from the south too, right? Like where they're at, Georgia. We get things like this in the summertime occasionally. I've heard it can get like that. I don't know, but there's locust. Okay, and it just starts off with Lance like looking confused. But okay, this is very abrupt to the theme song. And let's see. So we have a title card that I still don't understand. I felt for some of this episode, I felt like I had missed an episode, but I haven't. But the characters just kind of find themselves where they're making a plan, a certain play, or how it seems like they have some type of plan. And I was just like, I'm just a little bit jarred for some of this personally. Or, I don't know. But the title card says like something many days or hours without an act of God, I believe is what it says. I have no idea what that is in reference to. It's got to be something, right? I'm just missing it personally. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that some more. But this is just my first watch and thoughts. Okay, and yeah, it seemed like they did that to kind of play with time a little bit. Maybe like they have in past episodes. So I was thinking, okay, are they gonna mess around with time in this one? But they don't. It's just I don't know what that was about. Man, I'm thinking too much into it. Okay. But I'm glad they didn't play around with time because I don't like it when they do that. Let's see. So this is the first scene. This is one thing that really sticks out to me about the episode.
This has 360.
Excuse me, episode that I absolutely hated. The whole scene with Herschel, Maggie taking Herschel to Negan to watch after, because once again, this is so fucking frustrating that these characters are put together again. It's very frustrating at this point, because it's so many times now they've been forced together when they shouldn't be. Maggie and Negan, the whole scene that they have in the woods where it leads up to Negan saying, I could probably break down almost every line of dialogue, the delivery, not that the acting was bad. I think it was supposed to come across this way, but it shouldn't. Where Maggie's like, yeah, I'm finally starting to trust you, Negan. You got big balls, Maggie Ree. I got you and I got the kid. No, because if you look behind the context of this is where it gets fucked up and problematic. So I'm not saying, Maggie, you need to kill Negan. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, realistically, I believe in real life, in order for it to feel authentic and genuine, you can forgive this person. Sure, genuinely, you can. But you still, more than likely, shouldn't be able to look at this person, like even look at them without, wincing a little bit inside, thinking back to that night when because what Negan did to Glenn, you know, as much as we can forgive it, it was just so fucking horrible to think that Maggie can just interact with him more than what's forced, you know. And I guess it was forced, her bringing Herschel, but that whole dialogue between them where they're kind of buddies now, it just felt so wrong. That's the best way I can put it. And this Negan and Maggie, I was hoping that the Negan and Maggie spinoff show would turn out to be something like, maybe it's like a manhunt. Negan runs away and did something, or not turning bad again, but Maggie thinks he did something, and she's on a manhunt after him, and then they get entangled with these other people. But now it seems like maybe they'll just be fucking buddies and go off together. It's so strange. You know, I wanted to have Negan around, for sure, and I know why the show wants to redeem him and keep him, because he's such a popular character, but do a spinoff with just Negan, have him disappear from this show like he did in the books, you know, because you can't have him integrate with our people completely, because it's just weird, right? Because our people were with Glenn. I'm going on with this for way too long, but it's just weird. So have him, if you want to keep him in the story, have him go off, do a spin-off show. People would watch the fuck out of it, I'm sure, just with Negan and whatever he did whenever he went off by himself, you know. So yeah, but this was just terrible, I think. Anyway, Daryl isn't wearing his Commonwealth armor for any of this, which is weird, if they just didn't give him his armor because he, you know, didn't earn it, because he's, you know, they're not trusting him now. But yeah, it's just stupid, like seeing him without his armor just so he can, you know, look like one of our group. Maybe he chose to take it off, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a team up there too.
But it just kind of caught my eye. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Let's see. So then we get a good scene. It just felt like it should have been perfect, but it was just, you know, good. But it was the shootout scene with whenever Father Gabriel, Aaron, and Daryl get surrounded by the Commonwealth soldiers. I like it, and they can sense it coming, you know. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't think the Commonwealth people shot first or anything. So what if they weren't going to do anything at all? But I'm pretty sure they were, the way they were getting formation around them.
No.
So so yeah, the whole shootout was pretty good, pretty badass, you know. Lots of, you know, Father Gabriel goes under with a nice, you know, leg stab or something, pretty brutal. Some cool slow-mo shots in there. You know, you could see these bullets, like, you know, the effects were good, like flying past Daryl, hitting shit behind him. You know, they were tossing guns to each other and shit. You know, some of the Commonwealth soldiers were getting like chinked in their armor. I like how they do show occasionally the Commonwealth suits aren't invincible. They do have weaknesses, like one of them gets like grabbed side of the armor. Yeah, but the problem with the fight though, so there's one weird scene with a snake. I unless I missed it, I kept waiting for the snake to get brought into the battle, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, you see the snake, so you expect something to happen with it, but it doesn't. So I don't know if there was just like a snake there on set maybe, and they were like, oh, we should get some, you know, B-roll footage of it. You know, maybe. I don't know. And then there was something weird edited at the end where, unless I just need to watch it again, but like somebody's shooting a Commonwealth soldier's inside the bus shooting, and then it cuts to Aaron, like Aaron's about to bite a bullet or something, and then it cuts back to like Daryl and back to Aaron, and it's like, okay, what's that soldier gonna do? Is somebody gonna kill him? Maybe they did kill him and I missed it. But then it like cuts to black where there would have been a commercial break, and then it cuts. A strange edit to me, but, and I went back and watched it again, and I was like, okay, sorry, getting a little blurry. And then we get some Pamela, a scene with Pamela, because what's her name, Stephanie is trying to steal. I don't think it's actually Stephanie, I think it's something different, but whatever. Eugene's girlfriend that's out of his league is she's low. Stealing something from Pamela's office. I'm a little confused what that was, but yeah, something basically to prove that Sebastian was
right here. She has no gas,
was guilty.
I'm so frozen.
and sending people on that heist, as they call it. So yeah, we get a little nice element of Pamela that I think they're going to use later, where she kind of cares. She's not too arrogant. She cares about her receptionist day, Stephanie's day. I'm just going to call her Stephanie, like, how she's doing. But at the end of the day, she is kind of rich and arrogant. But in the comic, she comes around to where she sees, like in the comic, it's Rick's point of view. But, at the same time, she's still, not good enough to be in that position, but she wishes she was different, right? So she has that nice side to her. So it was nice to get a little bit more Pamela here. And then we see a scene with Sebastian that I did like. Sebastian and Stephanie in the office. A lot of great tension there. I think the actor who plays Sebastian, The Walking Dead, has always nailed their castings. And this time it was no different with Sebastian. I think they did a great job. Great job with him. Yeah. Although there was a weird scene at the, or there's a weird part at the end where she says like, oh, I'm jittery, because of my coffee. I drank too much coffee, and he leans into her like, and he's like, just such a weird like face. He's like, that's a poor man's drug. Like, he was so offended that she had been drinking coffee. It was just fucking silly, but it was funny. That's a poor man's drug. I just thought, I don't know if he really knew what she had in her hand and he was just playing along, or if he's really just a fucking weirdo like that, but okay. So Marco got, Marco, I do remember that name from the comics. It was like Marco, and there was another guy who was always on the gates. He had the spear, but I don't remember how long Marco's been around, whatever, just kind of a throwaway character. I know we've seen him maybe a few times before, but okay, so Marco gets got, but my problem in this scene that's so fucking dumb too, again, like, how did what were they doing here? I know the reason. So when after Leah shoots Marco, clean in the head, and she's walking away from the house, did she walk out of the exploded house that's just in a ball of flame? Again, the Barrington house is burning. Commonwealth's just, they got to be done with the hilltop, right? But the house is burning, and she's walking out of it. What? At least that's the way it looks. And I know they did it because they wanted it to look cool with the house burning behind her. It's a badass shot, whatever. But it was like, what? We didn't actually see her walk out of the house, so maybe she came around the side of it, but still, it's like, it looked like she was walking out of the house. Okay, but like I said, maybe not. So we get the characters splitting up in the woods quite often. In this episode, they were like, we'll cover more ground if we split up. I believe Maggie did that with her group, and Daryl did that with Aaron and Gabe too, which I thought was dumb. Like, you guys probably definitely shouldn't split up, but okay, it's just what they do because they don't have the other characters things to do in the scenes that they're coming up with. Like, Daryl, they don't have the other characters things to do, so split up. Okay, but anyway, the woods was very heavily used in this. All of Walking Dead as a whole, but I was getting a little bit tired of seeing the woods. I know it's a nitpicky complaint, I guess, but I get so sick of seeing the woods in The Walking Dead, and we were in the woods a lot in this episode, so, yeah.
It's low! I just had a bow.
Let's see. Or the woods, or just random abandoned buildings in the woods, If they do that because it's cheap for filming and stuff, but it's just like, man, it's like, it gets old. It's weird, too, like, do you guys walk in the woods, you don't get lost? Like, how the okay, maybe I'm just in a critical mood today. Alright. So yeah, I'm starting to feel like kind of like the all-out war build-up against like Negan with this, like how all the groups are, or with just the scope of this, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and the odds that they're going against. But once they crumble this whole system, who's gonna take like the lead to fix it though? Like, that's the problem with this being an ensemble show and not having like Rick, the main character. Like, they gotta have him come back at the end. I'm still hoping, it's not gonna feel right It's going to be tough to do right because they got to, work in the timeline with the movies and everything. But still, it's like, okay, you guys are going to bring down this house, and then do any of you know how to like build a house and of this scope and this magnitude? This is a lot of people. So yeah. They threw in some horror music with Leah at times when she would come out. Like, oh my god, it was like a heavy screech, like horror music. I wasn't really a big fan. It was like, Jesus, are you trying to jump scare me just with the music? I don't like that. Let's see. I did like the fight with Maggie and Leah. I guess it's cool that I'm not going to say it's cool that they built back up to it. I'm definitely not going to say I was done with Leah's group, but the thing I didn't like, I didn't like how Maggie was able to untie this knot that this mercenary had tied. I wish there was some way where they thought like a different way, because I was like, really? She just untied that? But anyway, I was worried that Maggie was going to like put up more of a fight with Leah. Not that I want Maggie to win, of course. I was glad to see Leah go. But I was going to get frustrated if Maggie was able to get the drop on her because Leah's a trained mercenary, So yeah, Maggie gets done pretty brutal in this scene, and I did like it, the brutality of it. And Daryl comes in to save her at the last minute and kills Leah, which I do like. I just kind of wish almost that Leah had have saw that it was Daryl that shot her, Finally, I wanted that, and we didn't get that, so it was, again, kind of like the two big scenes that I would say in here that were pretty good was this fight scene and then the shootout scene, but they just weren't perfect, like I was hoping that they would be for the finale especially. Oh, and the way the characters, they run away from the house, the way Maggie and Daryl run away from the house and just poof, disappear. What the fuck? Whenever the house is pretty much surrounded by Commonwealth soldiers, when they should be able to at least see them, they just poof, gone. Stupid as fuck, dude. Yeah.
Well,
I like the little touch, if you pay attention, Negan helping Herschel out of the hole, and Herschel lets him help, but then he gets him up and pushes him away, and Negan's like, kind of like, I did like that scene. Yeah. And then I like the visual of the Commonwealth banner coming over Alexandria. Yeah, I like that at the end. And the hilltop, why they want the hilltop, I don't know. I guess the walls are still intact. But yeah, I don't know how Lance is planning to keep all of this from Pamela, though, that all of this is going on once this gets bigger and bigger. So yeah, I'm thinking it's connected to like the CRM probably. I know people have said that, and I've always been like, no. But I'm starting to think, yeah, it probably has something to do with that. So yeah, and then are they gonna execute Oceanside? Is that what they're teasing at the end with the coin? I know he did something with the coin earlier. I'm not sure if that's what he's trying to do, like a Two-Face type thing, right? I mean, he is like Two-Face now. He's got the cut on him. Oh, and that's something I left out too. Lance's line delivery whenever he comes into the house. I forget what he said, but it was after he gets shot, and he like I guess can't talk because of the cut on his face, but.
Damn,
I would think that it wouldn't affect your talking being up here on your cheek, but he gives a line like he had a complete stroke, like that. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he talking like that? Okay. So yeah, are they executing Oceanside? It's so weird to see Oceanside again. Where is Luke? I hope we get that guy, the guy who's from the Fantastic Beasts movies. I hope that we see him again before the show ends, because he just disappeared. They haven't given any reason. Nobody's been looking for him, as far as I know. So yeah, so that's something right there. So that's pretty much my review. I had some pretty strong complaints with this. I think that you wouldn't want to have with a finale again. So I might even drop it as low to a 7. Looking back at it, yeah, just hoping that this next half, everything's bang, bang, bang good for the ending. I guess that'll probably be in the end of the summer, I would assume, August. Although because I know they just got done filming the final episode. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought about it, you know, and if you disagree with, you know, some of my complaints, let me know. That's fine, you know, because I know a lot of people who still watch the show just love it, love it, love it, love it to the end. I love the show too, but I'm not just because I love something, I'm gonna love every single. It doesn't mean I can't have, you know, critiques about it, and want it to do better, you know. So yeah, that's what I got. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.